Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with. And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that in a few months, now that the vaccine is on the way, we can start getting back to normal with patients. So today, I want to welcome the new CEO of the Soup Kitchen, the first woman, Marlene Sandler Mejia. Thank you so much for being with us. And please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before I shoot you with a lot of questions?
Well, thank you for having me, Gladys. It's always a pleasure to be talking to you. My name is Marlene, and I have a marketing degree from UF, so I'm a Gator and a proud one. I've had event planning companies in the past, as well as had companies with my husband, but had been a volunteer at the Soup Kitchen for 22 years, and we're up in Boynton Beach, which is north of Boca Raton. I This past August, when our director passed away, I was named by the board of directors the new CEO and executive director, which I am very proud and very honored to be a part of.
I know, and yeah, I volunteer with you. I took my grandkids, and actually, it was a very good experience. That
Thank you.
I
It was
recommend everybody to do it. To go to the soup kitchen, help Marlene, and do some good for others that really need it. So tell me, first, how long has the soup kitchen been in operation?
since 1983, so it's been a good 38 years. We just started our 38th year. We started out in a little property on 441 in Boynton Beach in a small trailer. Then back in 1997, we moved into the building that we are in now. As a matter of fact, with the entire pandemic, we have the vision of expanding very soon. So we will be expanding because the need has been so great. But again, 38 years to answer your question.
And besides providing people with the food they need, what is your mission?
Our mission is simple. It's to feed people in need regardless of their circumstance. The Soup Kitchen provides healthy and nutritious meals to all who come through the doors, and we're committed to improving the quality and restoring the dignity of those who serve when providing a hot meal to any member of our community in need of one.
So anybody can go. It doesn't matter if they live near where you are, anybody can attend.
Questions, Gladys. There are no questions asked at the door. And the best part is that we do not receive any funding from the county, state, or federal government. And we do not charge a single penny for any of our services as well.
So how are you funded?
Private donations only.
Private donations? Okay, so everybody listening to us, please help Marlene. And at the end of the conversation, we're gonna have a tour because I was extremely impressed at the organization and how they're doing it. But let me ask you something before we go on the tour. The biggest challenge right now with the pandemic is the increase in food insecurity for a lot of people. I know that you provide a daily meal, a hot meal for those who need it. But what happens now? How are you dealing with the amount of people that now really do not have a hot meal in front of them every single day?
Let me start by answering that question with some figures. Since the pandemic started, so I'm talking back to in February, we have seen an increase in our meal demand up 222%, Gladys. I mean, this is unheard of. It has not been heard of before. So the need has arisen. The amount of volunteers since the pandemic, we started out with 322 volunteers, and we dropped at one point to about 30 because everybody was afraid, because we had elderly, seniors that were, going through the pandemic as well, and they were afraid to come. So at one point we had a real skeletal crew of 30. Since then, we have been able to pick up new, younger volunteers, and some of our older volunteers. But by that I mean the previous batch that we had of volunteers have started to come back. So the need has arisen. The food has, gone up. The money has pretty much stayed the same. So we're always, begging for more. And we even have new programs that we have had to start with this year. For example, we now provide a bag of food ready to be cooked at home, along with the pantry that we provide. You will see later in the tour what we do. We are now launching a new program called Lasting Impact Youth Program, where we will make a difference in the lives of kids that have been exposed to addiction, broken homes, abuse, and lack of resources. We can now come in and mentor them and prepare them as a long-term goal for them to become self-sufficient adults. And that is due to the pandemic in great part.
So how are you doing that program? Through volunteers? Like, are you?
Always with volunteers. I will introduce you to Zulma. He is our outreach director. And we have, let me start by saying also, we only have 6 paid staff at this place, okay? Every
question. How many paid staff do you have?
Yeah. So, 6 paid staff, and including a driver, including a dishwasher, including the chef, myself, the COO, Dimitri. So it's a very short paid staff, and we are able to keep our operating expenses down so well that we pay 61 cents. It costs us 61 cents for each meal that we provide. So $5 feeds a family of 8.
Oh. Do you have a program that people can donate on a regular basis?
Yes, we have a recurring payment that people can access through Facebook, as well as PayPal on our website, which I'm sure you.
Your website, can you please let us know? Because yes, we want all the donations that you can get at this point, because I know that this is one of the things that everybody was challenged through the pandemic, food insecurity. And that is something that nobody was expecting.
Correct.
So, where are you? Can you please give us a website so we can include it in the video and everything, so people can go to your page and donate?
Really, guys, it's thesoupkitchen.org. That's it. Thesoupkitchen.
Thesoupkitchen.org. Okay.
And then they can see all the programs that we have. Like you say, it's a recurring monthly charges can be made, or donations can be made. It explains about our other programs, such as Meals on Wheels. We also take care of 70 inbound seniors on a daily basis, actually from Monday through Friday. And we provide them enough food for the weekend as well. And through volunteers, we have drivers who take the food to these inbound seniors in the Boynton area. We're very lucky. We have a wonderful chef who makes everything from scratch, whether it's the hot food that we serve at the kitchen or the food that we send out, as Meals on Wheels. So we're very fortunate.
It was really, really good. But so how are you doing the other program that's now evolving with the pandemic? The mental health part, which I think it's extremely important.
Well, what we try to do, for example, with the Taking Care of Our Babies program, which is a program where we deal with the moms, new moms of babies. We used to bring them in before the pandemic hit, give them classes. For example, how to live a life in the United States. You know, if they come from Central America, South America, the Caribbean, teaching them how to survive here, teaching them simple things like saying please and thank you, how to teach your children proper hygiene, how to talk to them about infant diabetes. So we would bring in invitation only doctors from Carry That Center next door to us and invite them or talk about breast cancer, and we used to give them a short class, but nevertheless a very useful class. Because of the pandemic, we can no longer have them in the building. So what we do is we have them listed, and on Fridays they come in and we give them diapers, food, toiletries, whatever we have on that weekend, um, to prepare the moms. So we're trying to help out as much as we can to provide them what they need in order for them to have better health and mental health.
Are you also looking for mental health volunteers?
We don't have a mental health program per se, because we have Carry That Center who deals with the medical center issues next door to us. Even though we're not affiliated to them, they take care of that part, and we usually feed the people that come from there.
Oh, perfect. So that part you're all settled. What is the best thing for you? What have you enjoyed about working at the soup kitchen?
Um,
Besides the giving back and that part, which I understand.
you're going to be in accordance with me, because the best part is dealing with the children. For example, when we have the Meet Santa Day event every holiday or Christmas, they smile on those kids' faces when we give them toys and toiletries and makeup, basketballs, what have you. This year we distributed over 6,000 toys to about 1,500 children and their families. We gave them food, but contrary to when you were here last year, we had to do a drive-through because of the pandemic. And I got to tell you, we loved it and they loved it. So it was a success, and they came out happy and we were happy and everybody was safe.
That's a great way. So that's what one of the lessons that you can implement next year. You can
Absolutely.
drive through and it can go smoothly. Because I remember there were so many people that we had to coordinate the lines and it started getting in a circle. So now you can implement this for the next year to do it as a more smoothly operation.
Correct.
What is
We
your vision for 2021?
so we
Welcome.
have had even though we have had to deal with the pandemic this year and the bad stuff that has happened, we have learned so much and we have organized so much and we have um, become better, because of it. We have come out on the other side, and we're so proud of what we do. We can always do better. We can always do better, but we have learned a lot from what we have lived.
Examples of what was the biggest lesson through this year. What has been your biggest challenge and your biggest lesson moving forward?
Challenges when you have to feed 600 people and you have to take care of a line where people are 6 feet, separated, and you can only allow no more than 3 guests at the same time in the building. And then you have to maintain the volunteers at a distance. And you have to make sure that everybody walks in with a mask, covered up all the time. And that has been the biggest challenge. Of course, having the director was a huge challenge as well. But we came out strong, and hopefully, we will continue to come out strong.
So what was the biggest lesson in all this pandemic?
I would say that's a great question. Um, we have adjusted to so much that the logistics of it, we have adjusted to a pandemic. We feel safe coming in here. We have everybody tested once every 2 weeks. Um, our food is tasty. So there are so many. I couldn't pinpoint really one. I would just say adjusting to the surroundings, adjusting to the new way of being, of living.
Of this normal situation that we're all living. So what is your vision moving forward 2021? Because I know that a lot of the population that you feed are not in the first round of the vaccine. So you still have, at least, being realistic, at least 6 months moving forward of this.
Gladys, the vision is going to remain the same as when it started in 1983 with 3 women in local Bowington area who wanted to feed the poor. The vision was to feed the local poor, and that continues to be our mission, whether they are unemployed, underemployed, underinsured, the migrant community. So it remains the same. It is to feed the local poor without asking them questions, without receiving governmental money, and without charging them a single penny. The vision is to still.
Why don't you want to receive money from the government?
Because we do not have ever wanted to be tied, for example, to certain restrictions as far as food. We can feed a more nutritious meal. Okay.
Explain a little bit. I'm not understanding. What do you mean you're being restricted? If you get government funding, why would you be restricted on the food that you give out?
Because by being restricted means that we would have to serve certain types of food that do not go with our nutrition plan. We would, how can I explain it? Tied up and not have the freedom to we would have to start screening people, Gladys. We would have to start taking data. We do not want to ask questions, okay? And that is what has kept us this way so far.
Okay, so now I understand. It's not being restricted in every sense of the way.
Correct.
The people will become a statistic versus just giving back a very nutritious meal.
Without questions, without questions asked.
Correct. Without questions asked.
The people that are coming through our doors, some of them have never been here before. The dignity, the compassion that we can give them is second to none. They don't want to come in and start having to write all their information down, and some of them don't want to. Some of them can't. Some of them are, their pride is hurt, and we do not.
Do you have a lot of people that are coming back every day, or is it a rotation?
There's a rotation because we're open from Monday through Saturday. We are open on Sunday as well, but only to a few of the local homeless community. But from Monday through Saturday, when we're open to the public, we see a lot of the familiar faces, but then we see people that we've never seen before.
So now you want to take us to the tour?
Sure, my pleasure.
To see it behind the scenes, really interesting. I know a lot of people hear about food distribution, the lines of getting their bags. But the soup kitchen is something that needs a lot of coordination.
Mhm.
And you guys have done an amazing job. So please
Thank
take us through the tour so that people can see and we can get a lot of people involved.
Okay.
Hopefully get you more volunteers, get you more donations.
Now, bear with me. I have to wear my mask. Okay. Sorry.
Totally understandable. On the contrary, we like that.
So another woman who is a big part of our company here is Zoma Phillips.
Hello, hi.
She's our
Are you?
director.
Nice to meet you.
She's working now on the program for the taking care of our babies, and I'm going to show you where their diapers are. Right here, do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're getting ready for Friday when the moms come, and that's what Zulma does with her team, and gets them ready for the diapers and the food and the toiletries for the moms.
Mm-hmm. And food, yeah.
Like
Okay.
a food
Yeah.
bank.
What?
Like a food bank, but for new moms.
Correct. It's a diaper bank. Yeah.
Right.
Diaper bank.
Now, right now we're entering the pantry department. And now you're entering the kitchen. I'm going to introduce you to our chef, Chef Peter.
Hi there, how are
How
you?
are you?
Fine, thank you. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Compliments to you because I've tried your food and it's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So this is the area. This is behind the counter.
Where the food is prepared.
We're famous for our soup, so there it is.
Famous. The chef is amazing. Chef Peter is the greatest.
Hello.
How are you?
As you can see, we are full of women here. Women power.
The power of the heels.
One of our volunteers.
Hi, how are you?
Amy.
Good. So now you need to pack individual. The concept of each one serving their own meal is gone.
That's correct. The concept of eating in the kitchen is for now on hold. And now we prepare hot meals to go. And every person that comes through the door will take them home with them. Let me show you some.
What if, for example, someone comes in and has 2 kids at home? Do you give them the extra meals for their children?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, what we're doing is we're asking that one person represents each family. Let us know how many people are at home, for example, 4, 5, 6, and we give them, come with me.
Yeah, delicious.
Food, the hot meal for today, plus a basket of basic needs.
That is correct. So what you could see is the person comes to the door, they get their hands sanitized, they get their temperature taken, and then they're given a box. So they leave with a full box.
What is in the box?
That was in the box. We have frozen meats.
Oh, you include meat.
Oh yes, oh yeah. We have vegetables. I mean, we're toward the end of our shift, so we're cleaning up right now. But we have bread. We have desserts. And then we have the bags over there on the wall. Each bag comes with a prepared meal, like for example, spaghetti and sauce or something that they can do at home after they go home. Each person leaves with one box full of food. They leave with 2 hot meals prepared. They leave with 2 soups they leave with a drink, and they leave with a prepared bag. Okay, so it's quite a lot of food, and then at the end of the shift, everything gets cleaned out, and we start again the next morning.
But are you buying the food, or are you getting all that food donated?
We purchase a few of the items that need to be, for example, the trays and the forks and the knives and the bags. But the food is donated by the food bank to us. We get Publix, we get BJ's, we get Walmart, you name it. We had 147 routes every week to pick up from.
So now you're spending on paper plates and forks and that's what you're spending now, actually?
Well, we have to spend on, some of the, let's say,
Forks, knives,
the
plates,
forks and the knives, the utensils, the stuff for the meals on wheels,
chef seasonings.
The seasonings we have to buy.
So we need to work on that to see if we can get some of the seasonings donated and some of the forks donated so that you don't spend money at all.
And we're always asking for donations for diapers, especially the higher numbers like 3, 4, 5, and 6, because we always have a shortage of diapers and wipes as well, baby wipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll look on that. Continue the tourists, or we've been everywhere.
Well, I wanted to show you something that we do. We're very, very proud of being green at the soup kitchen. And one of the things that makes it so green is that we have, look at the bread that comes in. Okay? So that's on a daily basis, all the bread that comes in. So what we try to do is whatever bread is left over from the day before and is stale, we have a pig farm who comes every week, every day, and then pick up the stale bread. So yeah. And then another thing that we do, instead of having to spend money on extra bags and plastic, we provide them with a banana box, right? So instead of spending money on getting in the dumpster and wasting all that cardboard, they're taking that home with them. So we're saving on on a lot of stuff, and at the same time we're recycling and we're reusing, repurposing.
It's amazing. That is.
We're very proud of it.
So wait, so the bread that goes stale, so you don't have the bread for the next day?
Say that again?
You get fresh bread
Say that again?
every day? You get fresh bread every single day?
Every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You get fresh
And bagels.
and
Yes,
bagels.
every day. And bagels every day. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we have quite a bit. It depends on the day. Some days are more than others, but we have a good surplus of bread. Mm-hmm.
And then you are a godsend to all the people that need at this point.
Thank you. Thank you. We like to feel that way. Thank you.
I really congratulate you, not only of heading the soup kitchen. I know you're going to do an even a more amazing job with the challenges facing, but on behalf of everybody that needs it, I have to say thank you.
Well, on behalf of the soup kitchen, thank you for having us on, and I really appreciate the chance to talk about our beautiful place here.
And hopefully I can work on the donations that you need, and we will please keep us posted on things that you need so we can help you continue to help others.
Thank you. And thank you for being a part of this, guys.
Have a great day, stay safe, and continue with what you're doing.
Thank you. And come back and visit us. Come and visit us.
I will. I just want my husband to get vaccinated because I'm being strapped by that part. So as soon as we can get that rolling, I will be there not only once, but more times. So Marlene, again, thank you so much. Everybody stay well, and above all, stay safe. See you next week.